It's been quite the exciting few weeks. We've got banks failing, interest rate volatility, and general uncertainty in the economy.
But how does all of that affect the real estate market in North Atlanta, Georgia? Let's dig in and find out.
Hi everyone, I'm Claire McCown.
And I'm Gail McCown.
We are a mother-daughter real estate team helping buyers and sellers all over the North Atlanta suburbs. We also run a local lifestyle brand called The Best in North Atlanta with the McCown Group that keeps everyone informed about all the best restaurants, shopping, and fun events around North Atlanta.
Today we will answer the question, how's the market?
Well, which market? Every month, Gail and I bring you the most up-to-date real estate statistics in our top 7 North Atlanta suburbs, as well as contrasting them to the national markets. Those 7 suburbs are Milton, Lake Lanier, Roswell, Suwanee, Johns Creek, Alpharetta, and Cumming. Keep in mind we only cover single-family homes. Condos and townhomes are not included.
Well, we were wrong. Kind of.
Last month, we gave all the statistics supporting the case for no market crash.
However, that presupposed no black swan event. Failing banks were not considered in that analysis.
The reason we say kind of is we focus on the real estate market, not the stock market, and certainly not banking, although they are all related.
As we record this market update, our local, national, and global markets sit in a precarious position. Everyone is looking around trying to figure out if we are watching the normal culling of poorly run banking institutions or a systemic banking failure.
Nerves are on edge. Is the failure of a few banks going to be the end of the story? Or is this the beginning of a black swan event? This market instability makes the investment of real estate look better than ever.
Silicon Valley Bank invested in very risky things like cryptocurrency and tech startups. Banks and stocks can literally evaporate to nothing. Poof, they're gone.
Real estate is named for its best and most obvious attribute. It's real. It's a tangible asset. Bank failures and stock market downturns may affect real estate, but they will never make it worth nothing.
Why? There are 2 human basic needs, food and shelter. The 2008 crash, dubbed the global financial crisis, was rooted in the failure of mortgage lenders. It was largely due to the government poking its social engineering nose into the mortgage industry and mandating that they lend to people who could not possibly afford to pay their mortgage payments.
The foundation of the mortgage industry is mathematics. The money adds up or it doesn't. There is no your truth in lending. There's just truth.
Social engineering cannot argue or hold up against math. When government establishes anti-mathematic goals for mathematically based industries, otherwise solid institutions become houses of cards, and houses of cards fall.
After the 2008 global financial crisis, strict banking and lending restrictions were enacted to prevent such a disaster from happening again. Now the question is whether those restrictions are being adhered to or whether exceptions have been made.
Dion Raboin, reporter with the Wall Street Journal, said in his March 16, 2023 YouTube video entitled SVB Collapses Impact on the Banking Sector, Should You Be Worried, said, quote, "The Fed lowered the reserve requirement ratio for banks to 0 in March 2020 and has still not raised it, meaning banks that hold billions in deposits can hold as little as $40 million in cash," unquote.
But don't worry, Dion doesn't leave it there. It's not all bad news. Listen to his reasons not to worry.
Banks have stronger regulations than they did before the global financial crisis. The nation's largest banks are regularly put through so-called stress tests by the Fed to determine whether they could withstand a crisis. And the US banks determined to be systemically important have all passed.
Dion goes on to identify why SVB was different from most banks.
Another reason to think that this is not a wide-ranging problem is that Silicon Valley Bank had what folks on Wall Street call idiosyncratic problems, meaning issues that were unique to them. As its name suggests, Silicon Valley Bank did a lot of business with venture capital firms, startups, and others in Silicon Valley. home of the US tech industry. Tech investment has gotten battered this year, as investors have been spooked by tumbling stock prices.
No matter what happens nationally or globally, the local economies of the top 7 North Atlanta suburbs are fortified and in better condition than many other markets due to the diversity of businesses, the ample and skilled workforce, and affordable housing.
These features of a healthy economy are even more important if we are facing an overall market downturn. These attributes are what compelled the National Association of Realtors to name Atlanta number 1 in its article, 10 Housing Markets Expected to Lead the Nation in 2023.
In this article, author Melissa Dittman Tracy says, quote, "The city dubbed the New York of the South rose to the top of NAR's list of markets to watch in 2023 for 3 main reasons. Atlanta has greater housing affordability than comparable cities, its population is growing more rapidly, and 20% of renters there could afford to buy a median-priced home, higher than the national average," unquote.
Let's take the 3 reasons she mentions and discuss how they might be affected by an overall market downturn. First, she mentions Atlanta's housing affordability. If we experience a market downturn, home prices, which have risen over 40% in the last 2 years, will come down, which will increase affordability.
Second, she mentions population growth. This may stall in a market downturn as people have a tendency to stay put in difficult times, circle the wagons and such. This may contribute to decreasing prices and thus increasing affordability.
Third, she says, 20% of renters can afford to buy a home. This could go either way. If people lose their jobs, fewer people will be able to purchase a home. On the other hand, if the job market stays strong in Atlanta and prices go down, it may be that even more renters will become able to purchase a home, thereby creating a built-in bottom to the market. This will increase demand, which will effectively control how low prices will be able to go.
But all of this concerns the future. Now we are going to delve into what actually happened in February 2023 in the top 7 North Atlanta suburbs, starting with Milton.
The average sales price in Milton, Georgia was $1.4 million, a 27% year-over-year increase. There were 10 fewer homes sold in February 2023 for a total of 13. Those homes sold for an average of 99% of list price as opposed to 104% last year. Days on market were 34, which was an increase of 6. March began with 9 fewer active listings for a total of 67. Increased days on market shows the market is continuing to balance out, but it can only move so far toward a buyer's market with shrinking inventory.
The average price at Lake Lanier was exactly the same as last year at $1 million for the 12 homes that were sold in 82 average days on market, nearly double from 2022. March began with 79 active listings, 18 fewer year over year, and buyers paid only 92% of list price as opposed to 99%. Always keep in mind these stats only cover lake homes with docks.
The average price of $681,000 in Roswell was up by 20% year over year for the 64 homes sold for 96% of list price compared with 103% in 2022. Days on market were up by 32 to 54 and active listings at the beginning of March were 71, down by 15. If 64 homes sold last month and there are only 71 active listings at the beginning of this month, just as the spring market is heating up, it may be that Roswell is moving back into an extreme seller's market similar to last year. We will see how much activity occurs in March.
For the 52 houses that sold in Suwanee in February, the year-over-year average price increased 21% to $740,000. Average days on market increased by 35 to 53. Houses sold for an average of 96% of list price compared to a whopping 105% last year. March began with 19 fewer listings for a total of 65. Again, if 52 houses sold in February and March began with 65, Suwanee is still in a solid seller's market.
In Johns Creek, the average year-over-year price was down by 2% to $809,000. There were 12 fewer homes sold for a total of 27, and they sold for 98% of list price compared with 105% last February. Days on market were up by 33 year-over-year to 53. March began with 31 active listings compared with 26.
Alpharetta's average price for February 2023 was up 7% to $741,000 for the 60 homes that were sold. Average days on market were up by 30 to 52, and buyers paid 95% of list price compared to 103% last year. Supply, that is active listings, increased from 92 to 111.
The average price in Cumming decreased by 1% from last year, landing at $573,000. The number of homes sold was down year-over-year by 67 to 117. Average days on market increased by 38 to 57. Buyers paid 96% of list price compared with 103% in 2022. March's active listings were down by 55 to 193.
Before we wrap up, we had a subscriber suggest that we use median instead of average sales price, as the numbers can easily be skewed by one extremely high or low sale, which is a topic we go back and forth on almost every month. But we had analyzed the exact sales for each area to catch and account for the anomalies.
However, if you would like to see the median prices for any area, email us at mccowngroup@ansleyre.com to request the hard data. Or if you want a custom spreadsheet for your specific neighborhood, let us know and we will send them right over to you.
Well, for now, in the top 7 North Atlanta suburbs, everything seems to be all right. Nationally, we are in a precarious situation.
Locally, we have a strong economy, low unemployment, low inventory, and rates have recently dropped.
Remember, real estate is a tangible asset. Your house is there, your dirt is there, the building is there. It can provide cash flow or you can live in it.
Real estate sits on the asset side of your balance sheet. Even in 2008, real estate values never disappeared or went poof.
No matter the economic factors, circumstances sometimes determine that you must make a move. If that is you, we are here to help.
If you want to explore selling your home, give us a call. We love to provide our clients with essential data so they can make informed decisions and in the end get the highest market price in the least time.
If you're ready to buy in 2023, give us a call so we can sit down and discuss your particular situation. We can save you time, money, and headaches.
If you found this information helpful, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. If you have a different take on the market or would like to see specific stats for other communities, please comment below, or better yet, contact us directly.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at The Best of North Atlanta, or visit our website at mccowngroup.com. Of course, you can go old school and call or text us at 678-807-9566. Talk to you soon and see you next time.